Chris, first game at St Andrews of the Championship League season. How important is it to start with a win now at home?
Yeah, can't wait to be back there, obviously. We've had the first two competitive games away from home, so it feels like a while since that Barcelona match that we had there. But yeah, can't wait for it. We've been really, really good at home in the last two seasons. Probably, I think, the best in the country at home in those two seasons. But it doesn't mean that we're going to be this season. We have to go and earn it and do it all over again. So yeah, I'm wary because we're playing a season championship side, and there'll be this feeling that we're at home and we should beat them and everything else. But we've got to really earn that. It's going to be a tricky game. We have to understand the challenge ahead of us, and hopefully we can start off with a win.
It felt like I watched on TV the Sheffield United game, and you may agree with this or not, but it felt like the team were trying to get the ball forward faster than maybe they previously have done. Is that something you guys have been working on?
Yeah, definitely. We finished the last season 7 games with that kind of a mentality to try to be a bit more effective with the time we did have in possession, create a bit more danger. I thought there was a lot of it that was evident in the Sheffield match and the Swansea match, where we might use a set piece to advance rather than trying to play through a team. And it's just allowed us to get more box entries and just look a bit more threatening. And sometimes you build 2, 3, 4 set pieces in a row, and it's a feeling of, okay, well, they're right up there around the opposition's goal. So, but coupled with that, there was a real personality and attitude on the pitch that I thought was good, and I'm encouraged by it. I think the players have a sense that that's the type of team we're going to need to be away from home to be effective. So yeah, day by day, we've just got to keep growing.
What do you need then extra now? I'm talking transfer wise. Is anything close?
There's nothing really close, my knowledge anyway. I think it's really an uncertain time because that's 10 days to go, and you've got kind of a situation at every club where players might be coming or going and stuff. So for us, I always says you just have to measure transfer windows really and say, well, where were we at the start and where have we ended up? I'm still hopeful we can, push on to the point where we go, yeah, we've really improved this squad. It was always going to be about quality, not quantity this summer. There was 10, 12 players last 2 summers. That was never needed to be that much. So, yeah, I can't really give you anything definitive, to be honest. We're obviously in the market. We're trying to look at and assess different situations and options. There's a lot of moving parts to it all. So we just have to go day by day and see where we get to.
And how is everybody this week, just in team news wise?
Everyone's good. There's no major changes in terms of the squad. We've had a decent training week. Yeah, any bumps and bruises from the game seem to have settled down well. So we're in the same position.
And just finally, I gather you've been speaking more to Tom Wagner in recent weeks. How much of a boost is it that he is getting back involved, and how much of a help is that to everybody here?
Yeah, massively. I mean, Tom's a figurehead of Knighthead, and Knighthead own the club, and I've always shared a really great relationship with Tom. Was really shocked and saddened to hear what he went through, and he continues his recovery. But I have spoke to him more in recent weeks, and he's obviously building up step by step. It's a process, a long process. He's incredibly strong person, and for us as a club, we want Tom Wagner back, fighting fit and leading the charge, which I'm sure he will be in time to come.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you.
Gaffer, you said post-match at Sheffield United, you felt we were the team more likely to score. But as you said, if you can't win, don't lose. Is that more of a mentality thing on the road this season?
Yeah, I think you get to a point in a game where we had a couple of chances in the second half. Carlos broke through. Jay had a shot saved from the keeper. And that was our little spell where we could have maybe got a goal. And then you get towards the end stages and you think, okay, well, we take a point here, then that's a positive result. That's a point gained. So, yeah, it's a mixture. it's tough away from home. I thought the first 10 minutes the crowd were up and it was going to be we had to get through that period. But in the end, we can take encouragement from it. Yeah, we can always do better, and we watch every game back. I always watch it back with them and say, these are the situations we could have done better. These are situations we did really well in the interest of improvement, but it's definitely an encouraging start.
You alluded to it there. It's been a positive start to the campaign, both in the league and the cup. Back-to-back clean sheets. How pleased have you been with your side from a defensive point of view?
Yeah, well, we've given the opposition very little. Obviously, the pressing game is a very important part. Against Swansea, for me, if you give them time, they hurt you. They're too good with their football and their patterns. We didn't give them time. And it's easier to not give them time when you're at home because you've got your crowd behind you and they're on the back foot and there's a bit of doubt in them. When they're at home, it's hard to press that effectively. So I thought there was an organisation, an intensity, a concentration. And the same with Sheffield. I didn't think they ever got really hold of the game and the ball and really put us on the back foot. We went after them. We stayed on the front foot, which is exactly what we want. And then when we had the ball, we looked more dangerous than we have done. So yeah, I think defending is the most important part for me, because if you can defend well, you can always score from a set piece or a mistake or a situation. But if you're leaking goals and there's no solidity there, it's just so hard to win games of football. So for me, it always starts with defending. That's the priority. And that essentially for us is a big focus on our pressing game.
Well, speaking of that defensive unit then, we're speaking to Alex Cochrane shortly. How impressed are you with the way he started the season?
Happy, impressed, not surprised. Alex is one of the players that's played the most football for me since I've been here. He's as solid as they come as a professional, exceptional left foot, and he's a guy that plays with personality on the pitch. He's a really nice lad and really popular around the place, but when he goes onto the pitch, he plays with a real personality. He'll put his body and his head in places that other people wouldn't do. So he'll put his body on the line for the team, and he has quality. He's put a great cross in that shaved Pake's head, I think, and we nearly got a goal from on the weekend. And he looks like he's come back with a real bit between his teeth. He would have been frustrated to miss the second half of last season, and quite frankly, he only missed the second half of last season because he put his body to the absolute limit for the team for those first 18 months. But he's an important player, no doubt.
I appreciate we're only 2 games into the campaign, but are we starting to see the togetherness and the gelling of the side after a complete season in the Championship together?
I think so. I think we said about this word continuity, but I think obviously the relationships build trust. They know each other a bit more. I can see it sort of day to day. You see even the way they interact sort of off the pitch, or there's an understanding. Whereas I think back to last season, and there were players that would sit on their own, or they would walk into a room on their own and they wouldn't know anyone because they're brand new, and quite hard to build a real togetherness. It takes time. But I feel like we've got a togetherness at the moment, and a cohesion there, and that'll be tested because there's going to be ups and downs, but that's the thing that we have got, continuity and cohesion, and we have to try and use that to our advantage.
It's a busy week coming up with 3 games in 6 days. Is it a chance for some squad rotation and some of those players building up fitness to find themselves back in the team?
Yeah, definitely. I think we just see how the week maps out, basically one game at a time. I never sort of try to plan it, and start promising players game time, because for me that's a rocky road. You just have to focus on the next match. But if you think of the week ahead, I'm sure there will be game time for lots of the squad. They've got to earn that through their training, of course. But it would be useful also to get some players more minutes to get up to speed. So hopefully we can do that.
Absolutely. Bristol City then, not an ideal start to the campaign for them. They'll probably be looking for a reaction this weekend.
Yeah, we played them twice last season. We lost the first game, obviously 1-0, beat them the second time at home. They had 2 different managers. Now it's a different one. A very good manager. He did an incredible job at Lincoln. I'm wary of a team like that because they have some really good Championship players, and yeah, they're going to be hard to beat. They've got quality going forward. They know what to do in this league. So yeah, it's a game we're really going to have to earn it if we're going to get something.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.